blend of the two. These are teas that are virtually, I think, perfectly reviewed. I mean, it's hard to imagine a product better reviewed than these, but these are teas that never get bitter. These are teas that are completely organic. Our chamomile tea comes from the finest chamomile tea in the world, from Egypt. And sometimes we run out of it because it's sometimes hard to get organic chamomile tea out of Egypt. Sometimes there was some political unrest there a few years ago. It was somewhat difficult. And rather than replace it with something inferior, we had no chamomile tea. So there's really no quality teas in terms of our mint tea or our chamomile tea that comes close to these. I'm sort of funny about tea. I like to steep my tea for a very long time. The longer you steep it, the more you naturally extract the goodness of those tea leaves. But typical teas, you steep them for more than a minute or two, they get bitter.
True.
That's a picture of my refrigerator at home.
That.
And in my refrigerator at home, those teapots will sit sometimes, because there's about 3 liters of tea there. They'll sit for a few days. If I travel for a week or two, we don't take the teas out and replace them. We leave them in there because they never get bitter. And in those teas are the tea leaves. The tea sachets are in there. So you will never encounter teas like this. What this also means is that one tea bag will give you a quart of tea, a liter of tea or more. So it becomes not just the highest quality tea you'll ever use, but also the most affordable, because of the fact that you get to extract so much of the goodness without it ever becoming bitter. And that lack of bitterness is strictly about the quality of the tea. And for every tea that I approve when we make our teas, there's dozens and dozens and dozens of varieties that I absolutely refuse. So when you get our tea, you're really getting the very best of the best in terms of organic quality teas.
Absolutely, and Andrew, you're right. I mean, do you know chamomile, 4.7 stars on a 5-star rating system,
right.
And then on the chamomile and peppermint, a 4.9 star customer pick rating. So Andrew's right, we're lucky to have these here. They have these wonderful, refreshing, almost soothing qualities to it, especially with that chamomile. I like to drink that at night, and then the peppermint, you know, a little brightness
peppermint
to it.
they're both great for after a meal in terms of digestion. They're both great at the end of the day if you want something to soothe and relax you. And also, it's great to be hydrated throughout the day. A lot of people get bored drinking water. Tea is essentially like drinking water, except when you consume tea, you're basically doing a water extract. I always talk about our botanical extracts in our products. When you make tea, you're basically doing a botanical extract, a water-based extract of the finest chamomile flowers, which our chamomile is only chamomile flowers, not leaves, not stems, not roots, chamomile flowers, the chamomile blossoms, as you can see there. That was a picture.
Neat.
That's a picture I took in my kitchen, because I have a big container of that I make tea of it from at home. That's the actual tea. It's just the tea buds.
Oh, that's
so the blossoms.
neat.
So that was just a picture with my phone at home.
Oh, it's pretty.
So those are the same exact blossoms that you get in the chamomile tea sachets, which we, again, make it here. We import the best chamomile blossoms organic from Egypt, and the best peppermint leaves from the Pacific Northwest here in the U.S. So, and we're about to run out of the peppermint tea.
I know.
And but I finally, we'll have